It's time for Levack and Goz to answer the question, why?
Why?
Tell me why?
Why?
Wednesday, just a little bit after 4 o'clock, which means quite simply we tackle the age-old question of why. Goz asks us stuff. We answer. The only thing I cannot say is why not or because, unless I follow it up with some seriously cool rationale. Goz, have at it.
Bryce Harper charged the mound at Hunter Strickland. Why?
Because Hunter Strickland is a punk who harbors a grudge over 3 years for what even you, who seems to hate future Yankee Bryce Harper, probably wasn't even really showboating. It was just seeing whether or not the ball was fair or foul. Hunter Strickland, you, my friend, are words I cannot say on this show. And if you would like to hear those words from me, meet me out later when I have a beer. And by the way, Hunter, I just wanted to let you know.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Let's go.
I'm not going to go as far as to say I don't like Bryce Harper. I think there's some things that maybe turn me off when it comes to his style of play. Maybe he's a little too aggressive when he's a superstar. I also think he may have not treated some fellow media members of mine the best when he did a rehab stint in upstate New York. I'm just going to leave that for what it is. But don't charge against Hunter Strickland, man. We're going to look back in the history and be like, remember when Bryce Harper charged the mound? Yeah, against the San Francisco Giants. What was the name of that pitcher? I don't remember. I don't remember it either.
Oh, I'll remember.
You will never. People will forget Hunter Strickland's name 6 months from now. They'll remember the Harper fight, but they're going to say, who? The guy. Yeah, the guy. I think he won like a World Series with the Giants at one point. No offense to Hunter Strickland, but when you Google his name 4 or 5 years from now, I'd be stunned if this isn't always the first article.
Let me just ask you guys, why is it you're so against charging the mound?
My grandma beats me constantly.
Okay, that makes sense. I get it now. I understand.
I'm against it.
I understand. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was a family thing.
Manny Machado does it too much for the Orioles. If you're a star player, you don't have to be the one picking fights,
I mean,
man.
if you want to go there, if you want to tell me that your biggest issue is that Bryce Harper closed his fist and threw it and could have broke something, I can hear that, but you're also talking to a guy that the rest of the league laughs at and thinks is a pretty boy. He's going to have to fight somebody. Why not the idiot who throws a 90-mile-per-hour fastball into his hip 3 years after the issue?
Is that the same answer for this next one? The suspension was originally 4 games, and now it's 3 games. The suspension's been reduced. Why?
Because 4 games is too many. So it's still 6 for Strickland. Do we know that they haven't ruled yet?
No word yet on Strickland's as of right now.
Think about relief pitcher versus position player. 6 and 3 are a lot closer to real than 6 and 4. If you do 6 and 4, the position player misses 4 games. The relief pitcher misses maybe 3. So 6 and 3, they're equal offenders.
It's weird how Bryce Harper's become somewhat the good guy in this.
Well, he is.
Well, what if he did this? Because this is really honestly could have happened. Bryce Harper runs down to the mound and throws his helmet. What if he hit Strickland? What if he hit Strickland with his helmet? Is he still the good guy?
With a 5-mile-per-hour helmet versus a 90-plus-mile-per-hour fastball?
He could have hit him.
I'm going to throw a baseball at you during the show, and if you don't feel the urge to come over here and hit me, I will back down from my argument.
I get what you're saying, Levack. I get it. But if you take a helmet in similar... Stop throwing stuff at me. Ow, I actually got hurt.
I hit you with a roll of toilet paper.
Yeah, but I hit this old chair handle, dude.
You want to fight, don't you?
Just saying, it could have hurt. Now I'm hurt. Tiger Woods and driving. What is he doing? Why? Tiger Woods, what's he doing, man? Help me out here.
Tiger Woods. I want to believe this story that I've made up. I don't know why there's toilet paper.
Why is there toilet paper in our studio? Go in the abyss. It's in the abyss.
Oh no, it's gone forever.
It's in the abyss.
Listen, with the Tiger Woods,
in the abyss too.
I'm gonna make up a reason that I believe is okay. Okay, this is the only way that I look at the Tiger Woods situation and think that he doesn't deserve some kind of real punishment. We know he took Ambien because of back when he was being chased down the driveway by his ex-wife with a golf club. He backed in a tree, and his excuse was, I was on Ambien, so I didn't have complete control over the car. I am saying that if he's still on Ambien, and he misses that with some kind of back pain, muscle relaxer, whatever it is, whether it's prescription or not, that could have put him in a state where he drove without knowing he was driving. And that is the only excuse I will allow for mixing your medications getting behind the wheel of a car.
Okay. I see where you're going with this. There's different scenarios of what may have happened in Tiger Woods and why he was doing that. I understand that. And I could go with the easy route and say, you know what? Tiger Woods should have called a cab. He should have called an Uber. He's got enough money. Of course, after seeing it, hindsight 2020 being what it is, that makes a lot of sense. But Tiger Woods overall, he is under a microscope, maybe more so than any other athlete, individual athlete for sure, maybe over the last 10 years. There's some people that want to see Tiger Woods fail. There's a small percentage of people that want to see Tiger Woods have success and be good again, but he has to be careful with every single step. That moral compass that people talk about, where you realize, okay, is the decision I'm going to make good or bad? Is cheating on my wife right or wrong? I don't know where he was lost in that. Some would point maybe to the loss of his father, where he'd always looked up to his dad and thought, this is going to be the right decision for me. But he lost that somewhere. I think, I'm sorry to go psychological on you there, but there's a lot of layers to the Tiger Woods story.
Absolutely. Like, I want to see him be successful. I want him to find his way to winning another tournament. I mean, John Daly won a tourney. You know, not a major, but he won one. It could happen. He could win again. I want to see it. But this makes me worry we never will.
The Nashville Predator fan who tossed a catfish out on the ice has had charges dropped. Levack, why are charges now dropped against him?
Because he must have said what they wanted to hear. You know what I mean? Because the real reason those charges were there is they wanted to scare the living daylights out of this kid. And they did, obviously, because he said whatever he was supposed to say for them to go, all right, we'll let you go. No more throwing fish on the ice. I hope he sneaks in and does it again.
Is it as simple as people in Pittsburgh don't want to waste their time with the court? Like, look, we got a serious thing going on here. We had an assault. We had a robbery. We had a car accident. We had a guy throw fish out on the ice. Get the fish guy out of here. We don't need fish guy taking up time with us. So I think it's something along that lines, too. Hang on. Did you just say you wanted to do it again?
I do. I want him to sneak in and do it again.
No, he got arrested for this.
Carrie Underwood said he was her hero.
Well.
Speaking Goz's language now.
If Carrie, would you go to jail to be called Carrie Underwood's hero? Oh, that's a lot tougher than I thought. How about this one? Susan Walden. We love Susan. You can hear her all the time on ESPN Radio 104.5, the team, your home for the New York Yankees. John and Susan with your calls. For the second year in a row, Susan Walden struggled with the word Niskayuna. Why does she struggle with this so much?
I'm not gonna hang her out to dry the way a lot of people are.
Me.
Okay, you are, because I just think that I just think it's one of those things where I'm trying to find, like, I think I have it. I don't know how. Is this it right here? This is 5 minutes long. This is not it.
Well, let's just say this. Back-to-back years, if you haven't heard it, go to Facebook.com/1045 The Team, or get out on 1045theteam.com. Yes, she made a mistake.
Here we go.
It's in Raimundo of Niskayuna, New York, is today's Yankees Radio Network Acme Markets home run payoff contestant. Jason will win a $100 Acme Markets gift card for every home run hit. What do you think Niskayuna is?
That we have to find out.
That's last year's right there.
Well, I'm glad you bring up last year's clip, because in 2017 and 2016, within 10 months of each other, she said it wrong in 10 months. Yeah, so I would have given her a credit. She screws up the first time. Look, you and I will make mistakes sometimes. But if if you and I make mistakes, someone could correct us and tell us, and we'll both, trust me, remember, oh, shoot, I screwed that up. I won't get it wrong a second time.
Oh, I will. I would. Well, Niskayuna, again, I don't know how many people are going to say that right. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not from upstate. Like you try to get people to say, Schenectady. There's a lot of things that people just, there's a lot of words that have Native American heritage in this area that if you're not used to them, it's, what in the world was that?
I'm so proud of myself.
Niskayuna is one of them.
By the way, I can spell Schenectady now after living here for 2 years. I nailed it on Tuesday. I was so proud of myself. Last one here. I don't even know if you've read this yet, but it is spreading like wildfire throughout the internet. Koi Fifi Koi Fifi.
Oh, somebody said this to me today.
Why? What is Kofifi? Do you need me to set this up for you? Because I can do it.
I believe I know what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that during a tweet, our president, Donald Trump, tried to put press conference and put Koi Fifi. And apparently spell check is not a thing in the Commander-in-Chief's Twitterverse.
Yes. An original tweet had been posted from President Donald Trump's Twitter handle, despite the negative press Kofifi. Then was left up for 6 hours. But then Trump wrote again, who can figure out the true meaning of Kofifi? Enjoy. Coffee? Maybe a different style? Why didn't you delete the tweet? Was it one of those things where, like, you're tweeting, but then, like, someone runs in the room like, oh, hey, so-and-so, and, like, you forgot you'd hit send? Anything with Kofifi?
No, he's Trump. He just doesn't care. Okay. He's like, whatever, I'm the president. I do what I want. Bryce Harper, you can't wrap your brain around why Bryce Harper went to the mound. I'm telling you, it was the right thing to do. Sam in Saratoga, what do you think?
I'm with you, Levack. How are you guys doing? Happy summer. I just want to say I've listened to a couple, of the ESPN talking heads, some of the baseball traditionalists out there who are singing Bryce Harper's praises for this kind of thing, I think in the eyes of a lot of those people, he's just standing up for himself, doing what he had to do. And, it's not like he has a long history of, being a lot of the, like the old school people don't like him per se because he's showy and, he's a pretty boy and whatever, but he's not a hothead. He's not like a proven, troublemaker out there. So I don't know. I like it.
I think, if you're calling somebody a pretty boy and a softie and everybody talks about his hair, I think sooner or later he's got to stand up for himself.
Yeah, and like you said, it's 3 years after the fact at this point, so the grudge itself is just about as petty as you're going to find on a baseball field anywhere. It doesn't get a whole lot worse than what happened, and that's a big guy out there on the mound that he went. I think Strickland's like 6'7" or something.
Oh, he's clearly a big boy.
He's a big man. So I don't know. I like it. I think Bryce Harper's a good guy. I'd love to see him as a Yankee someday.
Well, so. Sam, since you called in during why, I'm going to ask you the question why. Why can't Goz understand this?
I think that, Goz is, he's trying, he's doing his best, but sometimes it's like the what's his name, Klay Thompson from last season when he was talking about LeBron and a man's game. I think it's something like that.
Sam, I love you, brother. Have a good
Sam
one,
off the line. I was half confused by his insult.
Sam just verbally cut up your man card.
No,
That's
I don't
what
know what
Sam
he
just
did. I think
Sam went, look, it's a man's game. You sometimes, guys, you're a softie.
I would agree.
You're going to have to go punch Woods to prove that you're a man.
See, that's not the case because I'm getting some support here on Twitter. JR wrote in, didn't want him before the brawl, don't want him now, never will. I can't say that on the radio. Sandy wrote in, hell no, talking about if people wanted Bryce Harper because of the brawl yesterday on the Yankees. So, look, there's some support on social media for me.
I want him more now after the brawl and then after the trophy comment when he was talking to a bunch of little leaguers and some kids goes, hey, Bryce, what do you think of participation trophies? And he went, no, you get a first-place trophy. That's all that matters.